What's up, everyone? A little emergency quick snap podcast here. I'm trying to enjoy a nice Thursday night with my family, and I guess Danny and Hoy. What brings us here tonight? I don't know. You guys are freaking out, wanting me to get on a podcast.
Boy, you got any idea? I'm not sure.
A little bit of news dropped last week. Danny's been pushing this from the moment we all knew. But I know, having been in this position that David was in last week several times, you got to process it a little bit. So we wanted to give DA some time. And obviously, a move that I don't think you expected. I know Danny and I didn't expect. And you've had some time to think about it. So we wanted to get you on here and, get some things off your chest. I'll let the world know how you feel. And, look, that one, when you told me, when you texted us, that hurt me a little bit, and so I can only imagine how it felt for you.
Yeah, look, I said it at I had to do media availability at the end of the year, and I brought it up like the team might make this decision, and I knew, that's when I was going through the whole surgery, not surgery, try to play. Um, I knew that this was a possibility. I mean, Hoy, you know how it is. Like teams start seeing that age and surgeries and different things like that. That's a real possibility, and that was such a big decision for me last year. Um, because you get to a point as an athlete where your body you want to do stuff and your body doesn't respond the way you want it to, and there also comes a point where you got to look yourself in the mirror at night and be happy with your play, and that was a big thing with the surgery. I was like, I don't think I can play the way I need to play the game to be successful and be happy and help the team. And, so I made that decision knowing that this is a possibility, especially with a new staff coming in, could be a big possibility. And, um, even if Gerard was there, it could be a possibility. Like, the football team's got to make a decision that they think's best. And um, so I knew that was a possibility, and I wanted the opportunity to try to play and see if I could, you know, come back to playing football. I was super excited for the opportunity, and it was Josh and the new coaches and getting to know them, and but at the same time, I knew that offense really well. I've had a lot of success in that offense. It fits my play style well, how I like to play, what I like to do. Um, so I've had a lot of success and was excited for that reunion. I've had a great relationship with Josh, and was excited to see Vrabel and what he brought to the table as a football coach, and uh, But look, like I said, I knew that was part of it and part of the I guess you could say when you're weighing the positives and negatives, I knew if I tried to play, it probably would have been over. And, I thought that would have been hard to, have to go through whatever last year looked like personally, not just from the team standpoint, but for me personally, and know that that was the end. And, uh, no athlete wants to go out like that. So, I thought I could have the surgery and see what happens. And, obviously the team made a decision that, you know, they're trying to do what's best for the football team. And, Hoy, we've been told that for a long time. And, you respect that as a player. Obviously I thought there were some things I could do to help and provide value but I understand their decision at some level.
Yeah, you have to respect it, but you don't always have to like
Yeah,
it.
no,
You don't
that's
have
the
to
truth.
agree with
Like
it,
if you're a competitor, you're
and that's the
yeah,
hardest
if you're a
part.
competitor, you're not like great, like this is all like, no one wants to get fired even in the real world. Like
That's
and
right.
but yeah, I definitely respect their decision. Do I like it? No. I mean, I think like I said, I
Hmm.
think I could provide value, and I was hoping that I could try to play, and like I said, just trying to get the ship in the right direction, and help the organization and the community and whatever you want to say.
And the world found out on Thursday of last week. And as much detail as you want to say, but like, I guess just when did you find out about the decision from the team and when did you get that call and how'd that all go down?
Yeah, I found out, earlier that week, and I said, you're a little, shocked by it, and like I mean, and Hoy, I mean, you've gone through it before. I've been so blessed. I've had 10 years and never got fired, and um, I was living a pipe dream that I would, hopefully make the decision myself. And that's, you know, what did Bill say? There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're hoping it's not a train. And I was hoping it wasn't a train, and it was a train. And so, yeah, it's like I said, I respect their decision. Um, I still love the organization, still love the community. Um, we're still here. We don't have any plans to, make any drastic moves right now. Just depending on, different situations. And, um, it is home right now. And, the boys, oldest is in, like a little school program. He loves it. He's starting T-ball this spring. So, no drastic change in our life. We're not ready to pick up and move, at a drop of a hat. We weren't going to do that no matter what, unless I said, some different situations come up, but just trying to figure it all out.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I've been fired plenty of times, and it didn't make it any easier each time. I mean, I remember the last time when I left New England and Bill called me up and I was on a beach down in Florida and he said, I think you should retire. And I said, well, I don't want to retire. I can still keep playing. And he said, well, it's not going to be here. And that was a hard pill to swallow because like you, I had made my home here and I knew this is where we're going to live. And fortunately for me, I had another opportunity to go and play for Josh out in Vegas, which I was excited for you to be reunited with him. And like I said, uh, when they made that news the other day, I tweeted out, I said, it's a sad day in New England because you were a pillar of the organization, a longtime captain. And the one thing I always admire about you, you came in the same way I did, undrafted, and worked your balls off, quite frankly, and established yourself as a leader, not only in the team, but in the community. And like you said, there's always business decisions that have to be made, but those don't make them any easier. And I loved the way that the team, um, put out the video for you, and that doesn't make it any easier, but the support and the love from the community, from the organization, from the guys you played with. I mean, how many guys I saw, whether it was Julian or the McCourtys or whoever it was, and uh, the comments that they made and the support for you ultimately shows who you are and what you meant to everybody there and to this community. And I know you'll continue to do that. And I know you tweeted us and said, more quick snap, and we're excited to have you on the full time roster, not
Yeah,
part
we'll
time.
see. I'm just weighing
And
all my options here. I mean, there's a lot to decide. At this point, do you want to continue
yep.
trying to play, for a different organization, and
Hey, we'll take the quick snap
on the road,
league wide.
on the
Doesn't
road.
need to be New England. We'll take it on the
On
road.
the road, baby.
Hey, Zoom works
Does
in New
Danny go
England,
anywhere but here,
Atlanta.
the Bahamas and Florida, though?
I mean,
Yeah, Maine. I've seen a lot of
Oh
skiing
yeah,
videos from
yeah.
up in
You guys always
Maine.
talk
I
about
mean, this guy
skiing.
lives the life. Let's not. I mean,
DA,
St.
I'm
Patrick's
just waiting for
Day.
your offer for that manager role, and I'll be with you every step of the way. Don't
Can
you
you
worry.
babysit? I would
Absolutely,
never
absolutely.
allow you with my kids.
No.
I'm great with kids. Great with kids. I just want to say, Da, though, like speaking for Pat's Nation, like I was a fan, right? I'm a diehard fan. My family's had season tickets. Growing up, going to the stadium, like never dreamed of sitting down with guys like you and becoming close with you guys. But becoming close with you guys, you see the sport as more of a business, which, like, as a fan, you never really do, and it gets emotional. But I feel like you guys understand that as much. But you were a true patriot, dude. Like, you embodied everything that it meant to be a great Boston athlete. You're a kid from the South, came up from Georgia, didn't know what the hell New England was probably,
No,
and then
learn that. I learned that
2015,
you get drilled. You probably got drilled that too, Hoy. Bill was big on drilling. What are the 6 states of New England? You're not just
Oh
the
yeah.
Atlanta
I didn't know. I
Falcons
didn't.
or the Carolina Panthers or Tennessee
That's
Titans.
right.
You had to know every state. He would ask you in the meeting, to rattle off the states. Which, if you didn't know, those were always funny meetings. So look, I mean, I have no regrets about my career, and um, I thought I was going to get fired a lot earlier. And would
no.
uh, yeah, dude.
When?
I mean, I was undrafted. Hoy. I mean, like yeah,
Undrafted, bro.
Sure.
You fear that. I mean, to me, that fear never
yeah.
left. Like
No,
training camp would roll
you
around, and
never
it would
not
get
feel
it would
undrafted.
No, and you'd be like, please don't have my phone
I
ring
guess
again.
that's what
Please
made
don't have.
you great then, is just like having
Yeah,
that
I mean that
mindset.
chip definitely does help. It puts that chip on your shoulder, and I mean, Hoy, you know how it is. You feel like you're under a microscope, and like, and I do think New England did a great job at, you know, it was open competition. Like if they had a draft pick from 2 years before, year before, and you were able to compete with him and outcompete him. Now, granted, you might not get as many opportunities. Like he's going to get more, but if you earned more opportunities, you were going to get them. And I think my agents knew that when I was trying to decide where to go because I was scared about coming here. And you look at all of it, and the Patriots had drafted a center the year before in the fourth round, and so he's a young player. They just won the Super Bowl. I was like, man, like, I don't know if this is the right spot for me, but my agents were all in on it. Like, you should definitely go. Like, this is going to be a great opportunity. And I thought, like, all right, I'll come here. If I was planning on making the practice squad, like that was goal number one. Like, just make a practice squad, and um, that's cool. And you can say you were a New England Patriot on your resume, and 2 years later or something, and uh, and then in 10 years you would say, yeah, I won like three Super Bowls there. I was the left tackle or something. People don't. I mean, have you ever seen that Brian
Hmm?
Scalabrine clip?
Yeah, he's gonna tell his kids he was the
Yeah, he was like
MVP.
LeBron James.
So
Yeah, I
good.
mean, but that's
Yeah.
true, and it's so that's kind of what I thought, my career would look like, and then do it for a year or two and go GA with, my college O line coach and figure it out from there, I guess. But, um, I just didn't know what the future would have, and uh, you know, I made the right decision for a lot of reasons, and like I said, I have no regrets. I wouldn't change anything, about my career and the ups and downs. I mean, Hoy, you know how it is. Like whether you're injured or not, those are all lessons that you learn from. And sure, it sucks when you're hurt and you're not playing. And uh, I never knew that. I don't know what was it, like the eighth, ninth play in that San Francisco game. Maybe would be my last play here. And um, so you do never know. And I think as a young guy, you take that for granted. And um, but I think all those hard times, like I look at my 19 season missing the whole year, you can sit there and be sad about it and all that, but that was a great year for me. I got to do a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't get to do, and on like Saturdays and Sundays, and like it was fun. Like I miss playing, and sure now I maybe would like to have it back, but like also like you can't change it. So why look at the positives, things you learned in that time period, and things you got to do. Like I remember that was the year we played Miami early with Antonio Brown, right, Hoy?
I was at
I
that
got.
game.
I left that
Oh
year.
yeah,
Remember?
you left that year.
I literally flew
But
to
that was like
Miami
week
for
two,
that game.
right? Week
Yep.
two,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
week
that
three.
I think it was later than I think it
I think
was
it
like
was week one.
No, week one we played the Steelers.
Then it had to
It
be
was
like
week
week
two
two
or
because
three.
I
It was
remember.
super early, but besides the point, it was early. We had like a giant like tailgate party at our house with like all our, like just stuff you don't get to do. Had TV out in the backyard, cooking. Saturdays got to spend time with my wife. We didn't have kids. We did a lot of things we normally don't get to do during football season. So, you got to find the good in all of it and all the lessons. And so, like I said, I have no regrets, and I appreciate the organization for all the support over the years, and we'll see what the future holds.
any message to the fans. I know you spoke a lot about your career and whatnot, but you obviously were beloved, like I was saying, by Patriots Nation and the fans and all that. They probably meant a lot to you over the last decade here in Boston. But I guess just like any message to Pats Nation.
Yeah, I mean, I think we have some of the best fans in the country now. They're demanding, but that makes it awesome. Like I think that yeah, it's hard, and I understand their frustration. I mean, they pay their good money to come see us play, and but I think as a player, like that's awesome. Like for them, the fans to care and want the team. I mean, every fan wants their team to be successful, but like it's different up here in all four major sports. And to play in such a what I would say is probably the most successful overall sports town there is. From all four sports. Uh, I mean, what a special time, to be in New England for me. And, like I said, got to see a lot of cool things, do a lot of cool things I never thought I would ever do. Um, whether it was 18, we went to the World Series. We didn't stay the whole game. I had practice the next day, but we saw James Taylor sing the national anthem. And when they played the Dodgers, and been to, uh, Celtics playoffs games, set courtside, like just stuff I never went to go on the Bruins ice after Super Bowls, just stuff you never thought you would ever do and get to experience and the relationships and um, with the teammates, but also the community. We I fully tried to embrace the community and I enjoyed seeing people out, and whether it be the grocery store or you know, learn new words like the Packy store, you know, people in there, just people out at dinner. And I always loved interacting with people, and getting to, talk to people in bars, whatever it was, we had a lot of fun. And it was, you know, an awesome time to come into the league and be a young kid and then grow into a, you know, bigger kid with kids and, now raising a family and, in New England. And, kids were born in Rhode Island. I never thought that would happen. My kid, I guess it was destined though. I don't know if you guys, I had a speech impediment when I was little. Like I couldn't say my R's. So
Really?
everyone, my dad being from like South Alabama, my mom being from Birmingham, and me
So like, what would that sound
like
like?
Perfect for up here.
yeah,
Like a
like
Boston,
everyone used to give
Yeah.
like
my
a
dad
Boston
hell
accent.
because they were like, yeah, your son,
That's a B.
milkman from Massachusetts. So
That's great.
I guess it was
Destiny.
destiny a long time ago. So, uh, but no, I mean, it's to me, it's one of the most special places to play and be. And, I'm hoping that, we see that progress this year out of the team, and that's, look, I'm still a fan. Like, you just don't spend 10 years here and then be like, see ya, you know,
Hmm.
uh, just like you are, Hoy.
That's right.
Well, I
No,
was
it's a
gonna
special
say,
place.
you got any advice, Hoy? Because you've been cut by the Patriots
Now I can't
before.
give Hoy
You've been
shit for
Multiple
not doing
times.
anything,
you've been in
though.
this spot, so like, any advice for the big fella?
Look, it's an emotional time. I mean, I remember, and I'm sure you went through the same thing, especially because this was unexpected. Like, you got to go and tell your wife, "Hey, I just got fired." Like, what does
Oh,
this
she didn't
mean for your
handle it well.
family?
She was that's tough.
Yeah, it's dude, it's more, and the fans are great, but for us, the players, like that's our life, and that's going to affect the people around us. And so, like you said, David, we're fortunate that we found a place that we can call home, the same way that you guys do, and um, you spend a lot of time here as an adult. It's really the first time you spend anywhere
Yeah.
as an adult because up until you get here, you're a kid. And as you mentioned, we kind of stay kids because that business keeps us young. We're hanging out with young guys every day, and this really does become home. And it's a special place. I took Garrett to a Bruins game the other day, and like the fans are just they're so passionate, and I think because of the success of all four teams in this city, it's a very high standard. So whether it's the Bruins, the Patriots, the
You
Red
gotta
Sox, the
love that, right?
Celtics,
Like, I don't know.
you gotta
I
love it.
do.
I mean, look, I came from Cleveland, and they are dying for a winner, so they're great fans, but they don't really have an understanding of the standard that the Boston fans have, right? And so they demand it out of you, and you feel it as a player, and you want to rise to that level. And so they were tremendous. They are tremendous, but the outpouring of love that you got was well deserved, in my opinion. Not just because obviously I know you on a very different level than those people do, but you gave a lot of yourself, not just on the field, but off the field to the
Yeah.
community. And I think that is so endearing to the fans because one, you were a stud player who won championships. But on the other hand, you gave a lot of time and gave a lot back to your community. I mean, we went to your bowling event this year, and the things that you do, that will carry weight
Yeah.
forever. And that's why you're such a big part of the
You know,
community.
I've never thought of it like you were doing something special. You were around a lot of these guys, Hoy, but when you come into the league and you walk in the Patriots building, what's one of the first things you see? Talking about the community. You don't know?
Do your job.
No, the Ron Burton Award.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Goodness.
thinking about the sign
No,
on the way
no,
in. Sorry,
no.
the Ron Burton Award.
Yeah, you see the
My bad.
trophies, you see the sign, and then you see the Ron
Yep.
Burton, the Patriots Hall of Fames right there with the
Yep.
Ron Burtons. And you're looking at that thing, and as a young guy, you're sitting there looking at it, and you're like, Troy Brown, Joe Andruzzi, Matt Light, just all these Slater, Julian, just all the list goes on and on. So you're sitting there looking at that like a player, and you're like, well, I don't really know who this, and I mean, I didn't know who Ron, was, and
hmm
um, you're sitting there looking at this player like, I don't really know what this is about, but I need to find a way to, be on this list, and not in a self-endearing way. I don't want it to sound like that, but like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I had so many great examples around me is
hmm
what I guess what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah, they set examples on and off the field.
and I watch these guys like the Slates, the Devs, and watch them do it. It's easy when you don't have kids. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and I saw some of that, and then I saw them with kids, and like I remember talking to Dev, like, how do you balance all of this one day before I had kids? And it was just because it's a lot, and you getting pulled in, the family direction. Obviously, football, that's the most important. That's your job, and then you've got different things that you're doing, whether it be marketing things, appearances, podcast. The list goes on and on nowadays, especially with all the social media stuff, and it was a lot, and I watched these guys do it in such an amazing fashion, and watched how they interacted with people and treated people, and not only you know outside of the building but in the building, how they treated the janitors, the equipment interns, the whoever equipment or the training interns. Just watched how they treated people, and so I had so many great role models, and in my mind, I didn't do anything special. I just tried to keep the standard they had set, in place, and do my part in that, and I just, so to me, it wasn't anything special I was doing, or, I just tried to do it my way, and saw what these great players and people and fathers and husbands and all, these other great attributes you could say about these guys do, and try to do it, put my spin on it and do it, what I was passionate about and what I cared for. And, uh, it was, I said, I had a lot of great role models in a lot of different ways, and guys that impacted me along my career, and, you know, so many different ways. So, it wasn't, I don't think I did anything special. I just tried to do what was right and treat people with the respect they deserved. And, you know, someone saw me in a bar, maybe have a little fun with them.
Well, you did it well.
I think you were special, and
For
you were one of
Danny,
those
if you
last
were in a
guys.
bar, I'd probably, brush you off like I did this weekend.
I called you at a bar at about I don't know, it was like 6 p.m.
Yeah,
on
this
Saturday,
guy,
St.
this
Patty's
guy, I
weekend.
was in Boston. My wife had a friend in town, Hoy, and so she was like, "Do you want to go to dinner?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll go." And so I was like, "Let me text Danny. This will be funny."
You can't text me you're in Boston when I'm like
But
at
we
my
had
peak
our,
level.
You were at peak level at
yeah,
6
Danny had a
p.m.
I was
rough one.
asleep by 8.
We had a babysitter, and she was like, she was trying to go out, so we were like, we'll do the early dinner, be home at like 8:15 kind of thing. And he's like, blah blah blah. He's on the phone with Mackenzie yelling at her.
I was like, put Mackenzie on
Yeah,
the phone.
I'm like, yo, what do you? I'm like, we have to go. We have responsibilities.
You're an animal, dude.
Have no idea
But how
what I
about
was
this? We
saying to
walked
your wife.
into
So I apologize
we
to
walked
Mackenzie.
into we got to Boston a little early. We were going to Mr. H right there. Have you been there? It's pretty good.
No.
Little like it's the same restaurant group as like Lolita and all those.
Okay.
And I think they do a great job. And so we were going there, and we parked right there at like legal seafoods. Del Frisco's, they got valet. So we
Mhm.
stopped into
Yep.
is it called Seaport Social, Danny? You been there?
I think it's called Moxie's
No,
now.
Seaport
That
Social.
one? Yeah, Seaport Social.
We
You're right.
stopped
You're
in
right.
there to have a beer before we got there a little early. My wife wanted Guinness, and you know who I saw? First people I saw
Who?
when I walked in there was like our whole training staff. So I went over and talked to them, and I was like, "Wow, what a small world." I literally was leaning up against the post drinking my beer, and I was like, "Is that, Mike Akimbola? You were there with him, yeah?" I
Mike,
was like,
yeah. Yeah.
is that
Mike
Big
was there.
Mike?"
Shout out to Big Mike.
Boston's a small town,
Oh,
man.
it's which makes it awesome because I feel like
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a big city life, and Foxborough is definitely not that. But even Boston, you got the little neighborhoods, and uh, it is a small city, which I enjoy. I think it's the best city, honestly. New York's too big, but I don't know why we're ranking cities right now. That's not what we're here for.
Well,
Speaking
it's because you
speaking
love
of you
it's
going
because you
hard,
love the podcast, man. And that's why we
because
got
of you going hard, Danny, where are you on your training session for a week and a half from now on Sunday? Like, are you gonna pull a
Yeah.
hamstring or?
Yeah, we have some housekeeping items we can talk about here, but when this podcast comes out, our video of me on the field with Hoyer running routes will be out. So go watch it on our YouTube if you haven't. But
I mean, you left out an entire side of throwing.
Yeah.
And you used the side where you took your helmet off and you made yourself look a little better than you really were. And so
Hey,
that'll get more
tell him,
clicks.
Danny. That's called editing privileges, right?
that's
Yeah.
right.
I get final
Yeah.
cut. It's my
That's right.
producer privileges. Yeah.
Producer
I mean,
privilege.
it's a great video. It was fun, but yeah, we're recording this on Tuesday, March 18th. We got on Sunday the 23rd at Gillette for season ticket holders. The quick snap will be down at Gillette. David's busy now that he's out of a job. He's got a bunch of stuff going on, so we'll see if he's there. We're gonna try to get him there, but he's busy at the
A
moment.
demand tomorrow for going to the hospital up in Portland. So if
You're a
there's
good
any
man.
listeners, come say hello. I guess I don't know if this will be out, but
Where
yeah,
Portland?
hospital in Portland tomorrow.
That's very kind of you,
Thank you.
David. But we'll be at Gillette for the Patriots draft preview show. We'll have like a little Radio Row set up. So come by the set if you're there. It's for season ticket holders. You can ask us questions. Then we're going down on the field. I'm running 10 routes with Hoyer, and I'm going to see how
Is
many
this
balls.
like your dream come true?
Yeah. I mean,
On the field?
my senior year of high school football, my
played
final
there?
game,
Okay.
we played
You
at
in the
Gillette.
Super
And
Bowl?
lost.
Caught a touchdown. Caught a
And
touchdown.
lost.
Beat Belmont Hill. Robert Kraft's grandson was the quarterback of Belmont Hill, so
Okay.
he gave us that for the game. Like he just opened Gillette for us. It was unreal.
It wasn't the Super Bowl.
Shout out Governors. No, we were 8-0, won the ISL championship. But point being, come down on the field. You can run a route. You can catch Hoyer's fastball. Probably not as good as I will do it, but we'll see. So that'll be fun. We got the future of the podcast. I wanted to say, like, sponsors out there, just shoot us a DM. We're looking for season 2. DA, we know, is out of a job. We could use some sponsors now, so hit us up. But yeah, that's about it on the housekeeping items. But yeah, David, I just want to say thanks for jumping on, dude. From Pats Nation, we love you. You'll be up in that Hall of Fame and Patriots Hall of Fame. You damn well better be one day.
No
You
doubt.
deserved it. And you're the last crew of the championship pedigree. And selfishly, I wish you were a part of this team because I want your mindset installed in these young dudes. Hopefully, they got what it takes to get to that next level. But we'll miss you as fans.
Look, hopefully they'll build that culture and do it the way, Coach Vrabel wants and build it. And, hopefully, we'll establish, something here and Vrabel will be here another 20-year run, if he wants to. I don't know. Oh, man, 20 years. That's,
Belichick, how long was he?
I
25?
don't know.
20?
Long time.
Well,
All right,
appreciate
boys.
it. It's the boys' bedtime. It's 8 o'clock, so they got to get to bed.
That's right. You're about to go
Danny's
get
about to hit
after
the
it. in
bars.
Boston.
You about to hit Lincoln, Capo basement?
Don't text me at 10:30.
One of the three. I'll drunk text you in about an hour.
See you, boys.
Any last
All right,
words,
DA.
dears? All right.
Love you.
y'all.
Love you, DA.